the Sydney Cup's been run and won. We better have a look at those dividends for you. The numbers 14, 1 and 5. Darts, $15.30 and $4.20. Darks are $3.90 and Gold Sovereign paid $25.90. Very handsome dividends, aren't they? Let's go to Kenny Callender for the latest on the next at Sandown. Ken?
Yeah, thanks very much, Bear. Race 7 at Sandown, a sprint of 1,000 metres. Number 1, Alderson, $6. What a great old horse he is when right. $10 for Monsieur. $3 favourite Diamond Tip and the horse to beat, odds of 2 to 1. $13 Green Sweeper. Major Wilkes is out. $8 Rory's Mirth. Stormy Dawn well in the market at $5. Nimbus Express $9. 4 scratchings in a row. Pugwall, Leader Mac, Just Dance On and Rocky Sprint. $40 for Traditional Means, $15 Centrefold Spread, $100 Ninja Dan, $150 Crepitus and $100 Kits Challenge. Back to you, Bear.
Good on you, Ken. Thanks. Just one AFL match happening today. Let's have a look and see what's happening between Hawthorn and St Kilda. And the Hawks have a 6-goal lead, 10 goals 8 to 4 goals 8. That is progress from Waverley Park. Ken?
Are you going to do the Bear rap a little later on?
I probably will, if the mood takes me.
Well, Tony Bennett's in town. He might be impressed with this.
Oh, he might book me to open his show.
He might not too. Earlier in the show, we took you to Hawaii to witness big wave surfing on the outer reefs of the island of Maui. Get ready to experience the adrenaline rush.
Thanks, Max. About 2 minutes to post time. I think I've got time to go through these prices again. Alderson at $7, getting out of touch. Monsieur firming a touch, $9. Diamond Tip, definitely the horse to beat. Good second to Just Awesome last week. He's favourite at 2 to 1, $3. $13 Green Sweeper. Major Wilkes is out. $8 for the former Sydney Speedster Rory's Mirth. $5 Stormy Dawn. $8 Nimbus Express. A run of 4 scratchings and then down to Traditional Means at $51. Centrefold Spread $13. Ninja Dan $100. Crepitus $150 and Kits Challenge $125 to 1. As they go in, it's a 1,000-metre scamper. Diamond Tip the horse to beat, Gary Willits?
Oh, I definitely think so. Ran into a very smart one and Just Awesome last start, Ken. Stormy Dawn's got good form over this distance, and there's a lot of interest in the return to racing of Alderson.
OK, we'll watch all that as we cross down to Sandown in Melbourne to our caller, John Russell.
Now waiting for Nimbus Express to come up and Crepitus. Crepitus to move in. Crepitus walking forward alongside Ninja Dan. Then Rory's Mirth to come up. Inside runner is Alderson. Centrefold Spread coming in. And there's Rory's Mirth coming up. And they'll soon be ready. Kits Challenge will be on the extreme outside with Nimbus Express next to it. Soon be ready. Second last of the day. Kits Challenge to move in. Kits Challenge moving up. Moving in to position Kits Challenge. Kits Challenge goes up. Diamond Tip stands up well. 1,000 metres. Still Kits Challenge not quite set. Kits Challenge being straightened up. Rory's Mirth on the move. Coming in pretty well now. Kits Challenge goes up and they're all in the stalls and set to go. South Australian Jockey Club Carnival getting underway next week at Morphettville with the Sweps Australasian Oaks. They're off and running in the second last here at Sandown, and Kits Challenge one of the first to jump out with Rory's Mirth, and Crepitus began well. And away quickly also is Diamond Tipped in the centre, and Green Sweeper going fast down towards the inside with Stormy Dawn. They're followed by Monsieur Alderson just in behind them, and further back in the field dropping out towards the tail there is Centrefold Spread. It's a good tussle for the lead. Rory's Mirth the leader, led about a half length. Nimbus Express followed by Stormy Dawn. The inside of Green Sweeper. Diamond Tipped is close up with Monsieur. They're followed by Crepitus. Centrefold Spread making ground. Alderson's a long way back with Ninja Dan, Traditional Means and Kits Challenger in the straight. 400 metres left to go, and Rory's Mirth held together by a length to Nimbus Express. A length and a half. Diamond Tipped over on the outside, being followed further back then by Stormy Dawn. Monsieur under the whip. Alderson finishing on, and they're followed by Centrefold Spread. Here comes Alderson down the outside. Alderson down the outside, and Monsieur trying to go with it. Centrefold Spread flying home. Alderson the leader. Monsieur kicking back, but Alderson too good. Alderson's won from second home Monsieur, third Centrefold Spread. They're followed by Stormy Dawn, and back behind them is Rory's Mirth. Diamond Tip further back in the field then. At the head of the others, Crepitus, followed by Ninja Dan, Nimbus Express, and well back in the field, Traditional Means and Green Sweeper in the last home Kits Challenge.
Well, Gary Willits told you he was an exciting galloper. Rory's Mirth in front. But watch the horse in the blue colours, Alderson. Oh, boy, what a motor in him. Just inside him, Monsieur tried to go with him in the old Burnborough colours. He couldn't. And then in the black colours, flashing up late, was Centrefold Spread. That was a Be On Me next time run. But Alderson, he's pretty good. Alderson first, Monsieur second, Centrefold Spread third, as we take a break on the wide world of sports.
Warwick's having to work hard in that car. Oh, and he's got a problem. Lost the wheels, into the gravel trap, into the tyres, and he wrecks our camera.
Check this one. There's a red drum because she was there.
New 1, 2 and 14, Alderson $7.80 and $2.40. Monsieur $2.40 and Centrefold Spread $3.50. Now for the latest on the Queen Elizabeth Stakes is another old rocker, Kenny Calner. Ken.
Am I what? About my vintage, Bear, about my vintage. And what a race this is, the Queen Elizabeth Stakes. Gary Willits, you're a Jeune fan.
Oh, I certainly are, Ken. Look, I'll have to stick with him. If I let him go, he'll get up and win on me, so I've got to stick with him.
Well, I'm going for the 3-year-old Dane Win. Let's have a look at the prices. These two are warriors at the top. Number 1, Rough Habit at $21. Number 2, Durbridge at $21. They might be quite as good as they were, but they won't disgrace themselves. Jeune, a hot favourite, $2.80, getting out to $2.90. Pharaoh at $13, $12 All Our Mob, $8 Telesto, Calm Harbour $11, Salcantay $100, March Hare $9.50, Voting $26, Mappley Star $41, Skywatch $51, Lemoore, the roughie of the field at $200, Dane Win in from $6 to $5.50, and he'll come in a little bit more yet. Here's Bear.
Thanks, Ken. It's a full time.
Thriller of the day, Max. I think Dane Win, the 3-year-old, still looks good after his hard campaign. And I think Gary Willits was pretty happy with Jeune.
Oh, Jeune looked magnificent. And I noticed Durbridge walking around here, Ken. I think he's got blinkers back on. I'm not sure if he's had them on for a while.
Well, Durbridge is certainly at good odds. Number 1, Rough Habit, is getting out to $26, but Durbridge, on the other hand, has come in from $21 to $17. Jeune out to 2 to 1, still favourite. Or as I speak, I notice he's back into $2.90. They can't make up their mind, these punters. Pharaoh is out to $15, All Our Mob at $13. Telesto, TAB number 6, is out a point to $9.50. Calm Harbour, TAB number 7, is at $11. $100 for Salcantay. March Hare is showing $9.50, almost out to $10. $26 for Voting, $41 Mappley Star, $51 for Skywatch, $200 for Lemoore. Dane Win showing at $4.50, and he might firm a fraction more yet. But the favourite is Jeune. He's trained by David Hayes, and I spoke with David earlier. David Hayes, is today going to be the day for Jeune?
I think so. We've taken the gamble to give him this one last run, but if track works any guide, he's flying, and I expect him to win.
He'll come from back in the field?
It just depends on the tempo of the race, but he'll probably be on the bad side of midfield, and he'll appreciate this big straight, being allowed to balance up, and I think he'll get home very hard.
There's been a suggestion that the track may have been too hard at Rose Hill, and he just may have jarred up a touch.
Well, he did. He wrenched a joint that day, and I, straight after the race, was a bit critical of the horse myself. I didn't think he hit the line, but if he'd seen his joint the next day and that night, but we've been able to treat the horse. He's responded to treatment with the 2 weeks between runs, and we've got him right today.
As good as when he won the Melbourne Cup?
Comparable.
Nice answer. What about after the day to stud?
That decision will be made in probably 36 hours or 48 hours after the race. If his joints are sound, the Sheik's a little bit interested in racing him for another season, because he's only been here for racing for 7 months. He's won just over $2 million, so he's fit and well. He just might do it again next year.
Well, good luck whichever way you go.
Thank you.
Right, Dave, that was good. David Hayes, and there's his horse Jeune, and the jockey, of course, is Wayne Harris. On the tote at the moment, Jeune $3 exactly, and Dane Win's second favourite showing $4.10.
Beautiful looking horse, Ken.
Sorry, Gary?
Beautiful looking horse.
He certainly is. As he goes into line, it's time for us to go to our caller, Johnny Tapp.
And we'll have these runners on their way at any tick of the clock in the Cathay Pacific Queen Elizabeth Stakes. 2,000 metres. Durbridge, a 7-year-old. Rough Habit is an 8-year-old. Jeune, 6. And he's been the biggest tip at Randwick all day, Jeune. Now they're set. Last couple move in, and the starter, Billy Cooper, is coming over to release the field in the Cathay Pacific Queen Elizabeth. They steady down. Off and running now. Pretty good start with All Our Mob first out. Pharaoh began well, so did Skywatch, and Durbridge being allowed to amble up to join those leaders. Then L'Amour, Dane Wynn began well, and Jackie Share's going to go forward on the 3-year-old. March Hare will get into a handy posse, followed closely by Mapperley Star. Rough Habit is fairly prominent today on the outside of Jeune, and then Calm Harbour. 2 lengths away voting, another 2 to Salcantay, and 3 lengths last is Telesto as they go over the mile crossing. To the back, and Durbridge in his very favourite roll. Kicked away to lead by 2 lengths on L'Amour. Dane Wynn is third. He's still 3 deep at the moment. All Our Mob fourth on the fence. Pharaoh is easing back a bit now. And then Mapperley Star, followed by Skywatch, March Hare. Rough Habit is next. Over on the rail, Calm Harbour, Jeune between horses, followed by Voting and Salcantay. And 2.5 to Telesto, who's keeping in touch. Past the 1200 mark, Durbridge the leader by a little more than a length to L'Amour. 3/4 to Dane Wynn on the outside in a good spot now. All Our Mob is fourth on the fence, followed by Pharaoh. Then Mapperley Star, further back Skywatch, March Hare midfield from Rough Habit, Calm Harbour, Jeune. 2 lengths away Voting, joined on the outside by Salcantay, and 2.5 to Telesto as they come to the crossing. Durbridge the leader. L'Amour got to second. Third, Dane Wynn on the outside of All Our Mob, followed by Pharaoh. 3 deep Mapperley Star on the fence. Skywatch being pushed along, followed by March Hare, who's about 7 off the lead. Further back, Rough Habit, Jeune on the fence. A gap to Salcantay, Voting and Telesto, and something's gone amiss with Calm Harbour. He's dropped out a distant last. Into the straight in the Queen Elizabeth. Durbridge the leader over L'Amour. In third place, Dane Wynn, who gets his chance, followed by All Our Mob. Then Skywatch, Pharaoh, Mapperley Star, and March Hare to the extreme outside as they come over the rise. Durbridge still in front at the 200. Dane Wynn is about to go after him. All Our Mob on the inside is running a hell of a race, and here's Jeune coming out of the pack now. Past the 150 mark. All Our Mob tackled by Dane Wynn and Jeune. Jeune headed Dane Wynn close to home. Jeune drawing away. Oh, he's a better horse at Randwick. Look at him go now. Jeune draws away to beat Dane Wynn. March Hare third, followed by All Our Mob, who ran a good race, and then Skywatch from Mapperley Star, Voting. Further back, Rough Habit, Pharaoh, Telesto, Salcantay, Durbridge, and L'Amour is last in the Cathay Pacific Queen Elizabeth, bar Calm Harbour.
2 good Jeune and a brilliant ride by Wayne Harris on Jeune to win the Queen Elizabeth Stakes. Jeune goes with Dane Wynn over the rise. 2 good from here on, and Jeune, kitted to by Harris, just slapped down the shoulder with the whip and goes on to beat Dane Wynn, forever the bridesmaid, it seems, by 3/4 of a length, with March Hare, you'll see, holding on to get, or coming on, I should say, to get third prize. Dane Wynn in the centre, tackled by Jeune. If you back Jeune, $3.10 and $1.60. Dane Wynn second will pay $1.70 for the place, and number 9, March Hare third, will pay $3.10. The story, Jeune, too good, as we take a break on the wide world of sports.
Blue starting through the left-hander. You can see Warwick's having to work hard in that car. Oh, and he's got a problem. Lost the wheels, into the gravel trap, into the tyres, and he wrecks our camera.